He is back with us on Railbirds, and now we can call him a world champion. Michael Iavarone, star of Netflix, star at the Breeders' Cup. Michael, welcome. And Ben Tornado, how about it?
Woo! Big Ben, baby, Big Ben. You know what?
Ben.
Somebody told me that that's his nickname when I first bought him. So I've had Big Brown and Big Ben now. I mean, there's some with the word big. You
Some with
know?
the big. Well, you and Jules do it big up all the time. And I understand that Ben Tornado, he's not too far from you right now. He's pretty close by, right?
Yeah. So a few years back, we were looking for places down here, down south, and we started, way down south, down in the Miami area, and then we started morphing our way north, looking at different places, and then a house comes for sale in Palm Meadows Estates, which is literally in the backyard of Palm Meadows training facility.
Wow.
And I said, wait, we need to get this place. And we bought the house, and it was brand new at the time. I mean, maybe 6 months old. And I said to myself, I said, I got the training facility, I got everything. I said, she's not going to want to make too many changes. The house is brand new. I was so wrong. There were bobcats, not physical bob, but the work bobcats inside my
Oh,
living room, like day three,
right.
destroying the place. Yeah, she had the intestinal fortitude to blow a brand new house up and redesign it, but she really did an amazing job. It came out beautiful. But I mean, I wake up now in the morning. I'm sitting now is a screened-in porch, call it a Florida room, and I come out here in the morning, 6:37 in the morning. I can literally hear the horses. I can hear them, galloping. I can hear
Wow.
them squealing. You name it. It's incredible. And then when I get involved in Ben Tornado, just to add to it that Jose is based out of Palmettos and Ben Tornado is, 200 yards from where I sleep every night
That's
is
amazing.
is just special. It's
He-
incredible.
He's right there. So tell me the story. How did you jump in and what made you think? Because we talked last time of like, okay, sometimes you get a feeling, you talk and you get a feeling about a horse. What made you buy into Ben Tornado?
So before he had run at Churchill, I had reached out to Jose about him, and I had seen his work tab, and I knew he was gearing up for a race, and I just wasn't sure if the horse had an injury or something like
Hmm.
that because I was interested in buying into him even before the Churchill race, but I wasn't sure because he had such a long layoff, and he was very straight with me, and Jose. Funny part is, as I said on the Breeders' Cup telecast, he trains his horses at Palmetto, so I've been running into this guy everywhere. Wawa, uh, Home Depot, everywhere I go, and I said to him, I said, I think you're following me around. Now I want to follow him around
Yeah,
everywhere.
right.
But yeah, so I kept saying, I'm gonna have a horse together. We're gonna have a horse together, but it's gotta be the right one. So finally I reached out and I knew he'd be straight with me. And he was like, look, he goes, nothing with the horse. He goes, we just intentionally gave him a ton of time off with the sole purpose of back ending his season and trying to get him to the Breeders' Cup and to Saudi as fresh as possible.
Oh,
And that is a gutsy call, right? When you have a horse of
right.
that quality to say, I'm going to put him aside all the way through the Saratoga meet and everything, and back end a season that culminates in a Breeders' Cup sprint off of one prep race. That is a lot of confidence in the horse, and that's a lot of confidence in the trainer. And he said, "Look, wait until after he runs, and then let's talk again." I waited till he ran. He ran huge. I spoke to him on the phone. The owner was naturally pie in the sky, right?
Right.
And I felt at the time the valuation might have been rich. He then suggested maybe I'll put that same percentage through the sale,
Hmm.
and if I get that number higher, it's good for me. If I get it low, it's good for you, right? And
Okay.
I could not argue with his approach. It made sense. Um, so I got all dressed up and went to the sale with the hopes I would get him, and we got him with one bid, so it worked
Ah,
out perfect.
and a pretty quick return on investment winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint, $2 million purse. Not too bad. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, like just to get to run in a race like that,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just is an honor. And then when you have a horse that's the favorite, it just adds to the pressure of it all, right? You go into a race at 31, nobody's watching. You're going to race at eight
Right.
to five, everybody's watching, right?
Everyone's
So
looking at
I
you.
had to be right, and not only did I have to be right, he's kind of never really beaten those kinds of horses before.
True.
He came second against Straight No Chaser. The race that he ran at Churchill, although he got a big number, you know I don't know what he beat there. Skelly has been known to be like a kind of a pop and stop horse. So I wasn't really sure what was behind him. But I then laid my eyes on him in person, and I was like, this horse is, he's standing like every bit of 17. And I was just like, I have to have him. Like I really have to have him. And I kind of knew where the price was going to be,
Mm,
and I knew it was a risk. And I know he's not the greatest bred horse in the world, but I can tell you when he's one special animal,
boy.
and incredibly athletic. To be that big and that strong and that tall and that athletic and agile, including the way in which he gets out of the gate and then continues to run on. And you could see it in the stretch when all the horses were shortening. He was shortening too, but his stride is so long that his
Right.
shortened stride was twice the stride of everybody else's out there. And
Right.
I feel like they could have went around again.
Yeah. He looked fantastic. By the way, he was my pick too. I won a little less money than you did, my friend. But
Well, I still haven't won. I'm still net down like three
you're not
quarters, but it's
right.
okay. I'm grinding it. I'm grinding.
You're,
But
big
I
things
did
ahead.
cash at the window, and
I love it.
I did smash conducted at the window right before they loaded, and everybody thought it was the CAWs, and it was the one time it wasn't the CAWs. Thank God.
It's phenomenal. And real quick, on the Friday, you had a double dip of victories. Friday, you had another horse of yours
That's
win.
the horse I was talking about. I got him. He's the horse I bet right at the bell.
Oh,
I took
right
him
at the
from
bell. Oh,
seven to
yeah,
two
yeah.
to 8 to 5. Yeah, I
Right.
took him
Oh,
from
yeah,
seven to
yeah.
two as they were loading, went off 8 to 5.
Yes.
Yeah, and that horse, like that horse, I have really good hopes for him. Like I feel like even in that race, he's still learning. He broke his step slow and then he rushed up, and that rarely works, especially going two
Mm,
turns. Usually, you miss the break, you rush up. By the three-quarter pull, you're all in.
sure.
Um, no, he was strong all the way through the wire, all the way through the gallop out, and that was a mile. He's a 2-year-old. He's now a stakes winner. He's a Mendelssohn, so he should handle the dirt. He's been training great on it,
Okay.
and we're going to target the Los Alamitos Futurity for him, and see where that takes us. And I know
Okay.
it's a speed favoring track, and he's a front runner, so I'm sure Baffert will have something nasty in there, but we'll definitely give it a shot. But we did beat Baffert on the grass, but it's a big difference on the dirt.
Right. Well, hey, all the luck to both those horses. And I know you have several others kind of in the mix coming and going. Before we let you go, there's a project, and like we said, got to know you off of the Netflix series. It was, you and Jules were phenomenal on it. But you're going to be getting your own show, I understand.
Yeah, so they're not bringing back season 2 of Racing for the Crown.
Right.
We hope they would. They're not bringing it back, but the producers of that show have teamed up with the Kardashian producers, and they have signed
Wow.
us to do our own show, and that own our own show will be basically our lives. It'll be a little bit about our everyday life, our work life, our racehorse life, and I think we'll have a lot more flexibility to kind of go off the storyline. We
Right.
were very cemented to the storyline on Race for the Crown, and I think that a lot of people have come to us and said, "Look, give us a little more of your insanity," and
Right.
I think on this show they'll get a lot more of our insanity. They'll get a lot more of our racehorses. They'll get a lot more of my investment banking world. They'll get a lot more of Jules and the cat. So I think
And the
that
cat.
and the cat. So I think that that is something that's super exciting. They are shopping which network they're going to choose. Um, my guess is might probably be something like a Hulu. I think that's going to probably be the top of the list.
Okay.
And I think that we'll start. All goes. We'll start filming next year, and it should be a lot of fun.
Boy, can't wait. Well, we'll definitely have you on when that is released and hopefully before that as well. Michael, thank you so much. And people can follow you all over social to keep up with what you and Jules are doing, right?
Yeah, my Instagram has gotten pretty big.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of fun. I throw everything on there. I handle the story side, and I have a guy that handles the actual fixed pictures and all that other stuff. But the
Right.
story side is where the fun is.
That's the
I
fun.
just I see it and I throw it up, and it's good.
I love it. Well, Michael, thank you so much as always, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Perfect. Thank you.